I do think a lot of them have high standards. Like, I think that what they want.
And they should.
I think it's like basically what he's saying.
I don't think any of these women who work for you would be fine with a man who makes $68,000
Yeah,
a year.
I agree. I think their standards are just very high. But I will say the last year plus a Wealthy Investor, we've had more women than ever.
Yeah.
And I thought that was weird because, you know, when we were doing it years ago, it was majority men, right?
Yeah.
And so we had all these men trying to level up and do this stuff. Now, I would say that it's actually more women.
Okay, so now these
start doing it.
Let's just say these women are successful and they become wealthy investors.
Well, they're that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
But most of them, no, they're already married, right? So most of them are already married. And what I have seen from them is that many of them are stay-at-home moms, which is awesome, but their husband isn't making enough.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to find other ways to make money and do
the top
things.
3 precipitators of divorce. One of them is when a woman makes more than a man.
That's what I literally said before. I'm like, I see that not being a good thing for most men. It will cause problems.
Okay. And so in general, are women making more money than they did, say, 30 years ago? Yeah.
Of course.
Again, like the math is so clear on what's happening right now. And I understand you think I'm wrong because it's your opinion, but unfortunately, no data supports what you're saying, that the average guy would have no trouble.
You don't have the data to.
Yeah, you're right. You can't use the data. Everybody, hey, everybody, don't listen to the data. That's fine.
You're wrong because the average guy is married. The average American makes $61,000. The average guy that's married makes $61,000 a year.
The average guy in the United States makes $61,000.
I wonder how much the average married guy makes.
You can look that up. It'd be interesting to see. But I believe the average guy who is married does make more. But the reason why he makes more is because he has to.
I get that.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
Hey, Chad, how much does the average married guy make? Let's see. Because then it's like, or is it vice versa that he was just a better mate and because he was making more money, you know? Like,
I think men start to make more money when they get married.
Like what Ryan said is also true, where the man made more money. So because he made more money, he was more configured to get married.
Another test.
So the median income for men overall is about $68,000 in the United States, according to Fidelity. The studies show that married men typically earn more, often around $80,000 plus during peak earning years.
Yeah.
The average income for a married couple, this doesn't seem right. It says the average income for a married couple is $146,000.
So like 80 and 60 combined?
Because I've heard of annual or household incomes like $70K, but I guess households, even if you have a non-working.
So here's the other thing is the median and the mean are two different things as well. So the median income, meaning if we stratify all incomes, we take the one that's in the middle. Right. The mean is if we average them, them, the number's lower.
Yeah, no, I get that.
About Ryan.
Well, I guess household income would include non-working spouse. So it's basically saying if both work.
How much money were you making when you met Mindy?
$1,200 a month.
I was making like $33,000 a year when I met my wife.
But I had status. I was a pro baseball player. I was good looking. Like I had others beyond money. I had future earnings potential.
You had upside.
I had upside. She bet on potential.
Yeah.
And you were a bar boy.
I was a bar boy. $33,000 a year, working 2 jobs, found a wife.
You just had game.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because you were bald too, right? Somehow you pulled her being bald and bar.
Bald is really not an issue.
Yeah, it's not an issue.
If you own being bald, then it's fine. Like it's just not that big
Jeff
of an issue.
Bezos bald.
Yeah.
You know, Floyd Mayweather. He used to be bald.
Yeah.
How many single women did we have here like 2 years ago?
Oh, working at the company?
Yeah.
I mean, this was like an objective thing too. It's like pretty much everyone who worked here was
How many would you say? There was like 10, 15?
10, 15.
All great looking women, all went to church, all this stuff. There's plenty of women. I know.
Why are they single then?
How many women go to your wife's Bible study?
Huh?
They end up getting married. But how many women go to your wife's Bible study? Great women, single, all this stuff. There's plenty of women out there. It's just these guys are trying to find women. But I
would even say though, because these girls work for us and we've talked to them and different things, and even these, I do think a lot of them have high standards. Like I think that what they want,
and they should.
I think it's like basically what he's saying.
I don't think any of these women who work for you would be fine with a man who makes $68,000
Yeah,
a year.
I agree. I think their standards are just very high.
Well, statistically, we got to survey their husbands. They're not all millionaires.
No, but they ain't making $60K.
Yeah.
None of them are making $60K.
And by the way, they may even get to a point where they settle in
and all their
line
husbands
for a guy.
are also good looking guys who are not making $60K.
So here's the other thing. There are going to be times where a woman is like, I can't find the man that I'm looking for, so I will settle for a man who makes $68,000 a year and is 5'9", whatever. that will exist. The problem is they will still desire their partner to make more money.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And it's up to the man to
do it. It's not the woman's fault.
And the idea that most men are fine with a husband who makes $61,000 a year is ludicrous. It is ludicrous that you believe.
Well, that's also statistically wrong because the average man, that's what they make.
Yes, and most men are not getting married.
And that's not an income thing. That's a secular thing.
Oh my God.
That's a religious thing.
No.